The weirdest wildfire story in California right now may have started with a shipwrecked sailor and one emergency flare. This is the Santa Rosa Island fire, and it is not burning near a city. It is not burning above Los Angeles. It is not burning along a crowded highway. It is burning on an island, 26 miles off the California coast, inside Channel Islands National Park. On Friday, May 15th, a 67-year-old sailor reportedly crashed near Santa Rosa Island, stranded, alone, surrounded by ocean. He reportedly used emergency flares to call for help and scratched SOS into the ground. He was later rescued uninjured, but one of those flares may have sparked something much bigger. By Friday afternoon, around 4:21 p.m., the Santa Rosa Island fire was listed as a new incident. At first, it was already around 1,000 acres, 0% contained. Then the fire started growing fast. By Saturday morning, May 16th, it was around 1,200 acres, still 0% contained. By Saturday evening, it had exploded to around 5,600 acres. NASA's Landsat satellite captured the island from space that day, showing the burned area spreading across the southern side of the island, with smoke drifting over the ocean. By Sunday, May 17th, the fire had passed 10,000 acres. By Monday evening, May 18th, it had reached around 14,600 acres, and by Tuesday evening, May 19th, CAL FIRE listed it at nearly 17,000 acres, with 26% containment. Nearly 17,000 acres. That is more than 30% of Santa Rosa Island, and this is now California's largest wildfire of the year so far. But the size is only part of the story. This fire is burning in one of the most unique places in California. Santa Rosa Island is part of Channel Islands National Park, a place known for rare plants, wildlife, old ranch history, rugged cliffs, and ecosystems found almost nowhere else on Earth. 2 historic structures have already been destroyed, including Johnson's Lee Equipment Shed and the Wreck Line Camp Cabin. National Park Service workers were evacuated. The island was closed to the public, and fire crews have been trying to protect places like Water Canyon Campground, the historic Vale and Vickers Ranch, rare plant habitat, and cultural resources that cannot simply be replaced. The fire has also burned near the island's rare Torrey Pine Grove. That matters because Santa Rosa Island is one of the only places in the country where this rare pine grows naturally. Early reports suggest the fire may have burned with lower intensity in that area, but the concern is still real, because island fires are different. On the mainland, wildlife can sometimes move away. Fire crews can bring in engines, equipment, roads, and back up faster. But on an island, everything is harder. Every firefighter, every tool, every water drop, every supply run, everything has to be brought in by boat, aircraft, or helicopter, and the fire behavior has been active, running, crowning, torching. That means flames are moving through grass, brush, chaparral, and trees, climbing into vegetation, and spreading through fuels that had already dried out. Dry grass, low humidity, strong winds, rugged terrain, limited access, and one possible flare. That is what makes this story feel so unreal. A rescue signal meant to save one life may have ignited a fire that burned nearly 17,000 acres. A sailor was rescued, but the island kept burning. Historic buildings were lost. Rare habitats were threatened. Smoke drifted over the Pacific, and satellite images showed the scar spreading across the island. Sometimes disasters start with lightning. Sometimes they start with power lines. Sometimes they start with a storm. And sometimes they start with a single flare fired into the wrong landscape on the wrong day with the wind ready to carry it. The Santa Rosa Island fire is a reminder that wildfire season does not always begin where people expect. It does not always start in the mountains. It does not always start near suburbs. Sometimes it starts on a remote island where there are no neighborhoods, But everything that burns still matters. For wildfire updates, severe weather alerts, earthquake tracking, and real-time Earth event stories, go to stormscapes.xyz, because sometimes the strangest disasters start with one small moment and spread across an entire island.